The night of the fight, they weigh like a 20, 18 pounds more than you. Is difficult. It's more difficult, but my power is there. If you hear the punches, my power is different.
Yeah.
Going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, you know, catch Canelo early.
Are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case.
Canelo Alvarez responds to Terence Crawford's latest training footage with calm respect. He recognizes elements of Floyd Mayweather's slick, technical style in Crawford's approach and commends the discipline behind his preparation. However, Canelo remains unwavering in his confidence, acknowledging Crawford's skill and power, but insisting they're not enough to intimidate.
Good, you know, because first of all is the respect. If they treat you with respect, you do the same thing. And that's what I think. So, and I'm always try to do my best there. Not because I need it or because I need to, because I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, look, and you've been fighting pro now for what, more than 17 years, I believe.
Almost 20.
Wow, yeah, almost 20 years.
In October.
Wow.
I turned 20 years as professional fighter.
Analysts often highlight a key difference between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez in how opponents approach them. Crawford, known for his technical skill and adaptability, usually faces fighters who are willing to stand their ground, respecting his timing and counters without resorting to retreat. In contrast, Canelo's presence often forces a more cautious approach. Opponents tend to circle, use excessive movement, and fight to survive, fully aware that his power can end a bout in an instant. This contrast reflects more than just styles. It speaks to Canelo's intimidating aura, with punches that carry both physical and psychological impact.
I ain't even seen Gamboa run from Terence. As a matter of fact, I ain't even seen Victor Postal run from Terence. We ain't seen Madrimov in his last fight run from Terence but Crawford. But we do see people running away from Canelo Alvarez. People not trying to commit to Canelo Alvarez. We seen it with William Skull. Dude was just as cut up as anybody in the sport of boxing. Mother ever was running. The Cuban style, running. We already know that the Cuban school, man, they highly respected in the sport of boxing. He was running. Jamel Charlo, Iron Man Charlo. I ain't gonna say he wasn't running, but he wasn't committed. He wasn't committed the way that he was committed in the 154-pound division when he was knocking everybody else to get his titles, right? It was very uncharacteristic from Iron Man Jamel Charlo, a knockout artist, right? Even, I'm gonna tell you like this, even Dimitri Bivol was going at it with Canelo Alvarez. 1-2, but he was jumping right back out. Jumping right back out. He beat him in the style that Dimitri Bivol beat him. But it's not like he went out there and had that killer instinct and go for the gusto and stuff like that with Canelo Alvarez. He wasn't just trying to go out there and get him. He was beep, 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 jump back out, jump back out, beep, beep, jump back out. Hold on, I don't want to stay in the danger zone, right? Even though that he beat Canelo Alvarez, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Edgar Berlanga. We seen Edgar Berlanga using his footwork. We see Edgar Berlanga using his footwork and stuff like that, right? He made a good account of himself, but he didn't commit that the way he was committing versus Mantequilla and all his opponents, because Canelo Alvarez is different. Canelo Alvarez is dangerous. And I've been hearing, of course, a lot of people saying that Bud Crawford is dangerous, but ain't nobody. I never saw nobody that fought Terence Bud Crawford had fear in their heart, fear in their eyes. Even when they was getting beat down from Terence Bud Crawford, they still stepped to Terence Bud Crawford.
Canelo's sparring partners, having experienced his power up close, offer a grounded perspective on the potential matchup with Terence Crawford. One partner voiced clear doubt about Crawford's chances, questioning whether Bud can effectively carry the added weight. The concern stems from first-hand knowledge. Canelo has not only competed, but succeeded against naturally larger opponents, including those at light heavyweight. Crawford, in contrast, is stepping into unfamiliar territory, where the extra muscle might boost his strength but potentially compromise his speed and agility. For a fighter who relies on sharpness and timing, even a slight...
I think Canelo's gonna win, but I tell everybody, man, as a business standpoint, I think it's gonna be a draw if it goes a distance. But I see Canelo getting the stoppage. I don't think Crawford's gonna carry that weight well. Even if he did put on weight, I don't think that was a good idea, especially coming up from a smaller guy. But it's gonna be a great fight. Two brains in the ring. It's gonna be a good fight.
Former world champion and Mexican boxing icon Fernando Vargas has made his position clear. Mexico needs Canelo Alvarez to win. To Vargas, Canelo is more than just a great fighter. He's a symbol of national pride, carrying the torch passed down by legends like Julio Cesar Chavez. His victories resonate beyond personal glory. They represent the strength and spirit of Mexican boxing. While Vargas respects Terence Crawford's skill and accomplishments, he emphasizes the emotional weight behind this bout. For many fans, Canelo isn't just fighting for himself, he's defending the honor of an entire nation. With the world watching, Vargas believes Canelo must rise to the moment and deliver a win that echoes far beyond the ring.
You know what's crazy is, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel going up 2 weight classes really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with the victory.
Canelo's power has stopped larger opponents, and history shows that moving up in weight often poses serious challenges for smaller fighters. However, recent training footage from Terence Crawford's camp has shifted the conversation. In the videos, Crawford appears bigger, stronger, and more explosive than ever. Rather than slowing him down, the added weight seems to have enhanced his athleticism. Analysts point out that he's maintained his trademark speed and precision, with sharp footwork and clean combinations on display. This physical transformation has turned skepticism into intrigue. Far from looking undersized, Crawford now appears fully prepared for the challenge, showing that his discipline and preparation have allowed him to adapt seamlessly to the demands of a higher weight class.
Pounds, right? And again, stark contrast to what Terence Crawford is having to deal with. He is fighting guys, and when I say cutting down from 190, probably in the ring at 190 pounds, much less cutting down from it. Crawford's probably used to being hit by guys like Sean Porter, who, maybe 160 pound on fight night. The difference is just night and day. So I was thinking, how in God's name are you going to get around that? How are you going to get around the strength disadvantage? Because Crawford is very physically strong, and he normally always has, maybe with the exception of Sean Porter, although that was kind of much of a muchness. Sean Porter did really well that fight. He's normally always had the physical strength advantage, very physically strong as Terence Crawford. And I just remember thinking, how are you going to get around that? You're used to hitting guys and they get hurt. Alvarez has been hit by Danny Jacobs. He's been hit by Triple G. He's been hit by Bivol, Kovalev, Callum Smith, etc., etc., etc. Big punching guys who are a lot bigger than Terence Crawford. Granted, not skillful, a lot bigger. So again, I'm thinking, how are you going to get around this? Well, Crawford has released a couple of training clips, and in those training clips, yikes, he's looking good for one. He's looking a lot better than Canelo was looking in some of his training clips. But again, you can't read a great deal into those training clips because, again, Alvarez is clearly holding back. People say, oh, he looked terrible. It's like, well, you can kind of tell he's not going full tilt. You can kind of tell that. So what does that tell you? How many times have we seen guys look good on the pads and then on fight night they've nothing left? I distinctly remember Alexander Povetkin in the run-up to the second Dillian Whyte fight in an open workout.
Former world champion Amir Khan, one of the few fighters to have shared the ring with both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, offers a unique and credible perspective. Khan described Canelo as a beast, highlighting his raw power, physical strength, and ability to absorb punishment while delivering punishing counters. Having faced Canelo in 2016 and felt that power firsthand, Khan speaks from experience. He also understands Crawford's elite skill set, having been stopped by Bud in 2019. While Khan respects both fighters, he believes Canelo's size and physicality give him a distinct edge. In Khan's view, Canelo presents a level of danger that even the most technically gifted opponents can't afford to underestimate.